This is Captain Phillip with Airworthy Tours, your guide in the sky. Today's tour is of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where we'll be seeing canals, beaches, and yachts. With that being said, let's get started. Fort Lauderdale got its start in 1838 as a system of forts used by the United States during the Second Seminole War. The forts took their name from Major William Lauderdale. However, after the conclusion of the Second Seminole War in 1842, the forts were abandoned and largely uninhabited until the 1890s. It was not until 1893 when Frank Strahan arrived to operate a ferry across the New River, and the Florida East Coast Railroad's completion of a route that ran through the area in 1896 that organized development began. Below is the Strahan House. Built in 1901 as a trading post and converted into a residence for Frank and Ivy Strahan in 1906. The house is the oldest surviving structure in Fort Lauderdale. By 1911, Fort Lauderdale was incorporated as a city. Fort Lauderdale would see major development during the Florida land boom of the 1920s. By 1925, Fort Lauderdale had a population of 15,000, which is a 300% increase from 1911. And it was during this land boom that would see the construction of Fort Lauderdale's world-renowned canals. Construction of the first canals in Fort Lauderdale began in 1920 by clearing the mangroves and creating the first finger islands that became the trademark of Fort Lauderdale. These canals made Fort Lauderdale to be known as the Venice of America. And there are over 300 miles of inland waterways. You can even get around these canals by taking a water taxi or a gondola. Fort Lauderdale is a major center for the maritime industry, comprised of world-class shipyards, marinas, manufacturing, wholesale and retail marine products, brokers, and every type of marine service imaginable. This industry contributes $12.5 billion to the regional economy and supports more than 150,000 jobs. Fort Lauderdale has over 50,000 registered yachts that are situated in its more than 100 marinas. In addition, some 2,000 super yachts, vessels measuring 80 feet or more, visit each year, thus giving Fort Lauderdale the distinguished title of Yacht Capital of the World. And to top off Fort Lauderdale's role in the maritime industry, it hosts the largest boat show in the world. In addition, Fort Lauderdale has one of the busiest ports in the country. Port Everglades ranked in the top 20 for container traffic and is in the top 3 in busiest cruise ports in the world. Between 2016 and 2019, it received over 4 million passengers annually. Now, if you're looking to buy a waterfront home in Fort Lauderdale, according to Zillow, the average cost for one is $460,000. However, there's an area known as Millionaires Row, which is going to be much more expensive than that. And here's a fun fact, there are over 20 billionaires that reside in South Florida. And known celebrities that reside in Fort Lauderdale include musician Marilyn Manson, actor Lee Majors, and supermodel Nikki Taylor. Today, Fort Lauderdale has a population of 182,000 people, making it the 10th largest city in Florida. Now let's talk about tourism, as Fort Lauderdale is one of my favorite tourist destinations. Despite having a very diverse economy, tourism still remains Fort Lauderdale's largest source of revenue. In 2019, it hosted over 13 million overnight visitors. There are a total of 31,000 hotel rooms in Fort Lauderdale. And of course, a big magnet are the more than 24 miles of white sanded and turquoise blue water beaches, with 6 of Fort Lauderdale beaches being Blue Wave certified. A fun fact about Fort Lauderdale is that it's considered to be the birthplace of the modern spring break. However, in 1986, the city began a transformation process that changed Greater Fort Lauderdale from a springtime college destination to a year-round family-friendly retreat. And below is Los Alas Boulevard, known as the Shopper's Paradise. Los Alas is a sophisticated mile of fashion, art, and sidewalk cafes. If you enjoyed today's tour, you can tip your tour guide by hitting the like button. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And we have other tours of Florida, which you can see over here. Thank you for flying with Airworthy Tours, and I look forward to seeing you on our next flight.